So, what do you do when a library stops answering your emails and won't reply, or maybe even doesn't respond to your texts or your phone calls? And this is a library that you've already started working with, been accepted, maybe even signed a contract. And then there's this feeling of, oh crap, or I don't even know what to think, or maybe some anger and some anxiety about what should you do? How long should I wait? What is rude in the situation? Is demanding an answer rude at this point? Should I even reach out at all? Should I just bail? Great questions. And many of you probably will find yourself in this situation if you haven't already. One part of this that's just so, frustrating for me personally is this has happened for some of you that have gotten a library recommendation from me, okay? From either Sync Edge, our Sync Connect sessions, maybe in Sync Up. In one way or another, I might have pointed you in the direction of a library owner, a library which is reputable, which I only recommend you guys reputable, high quality companies. Even still, you submitted to them, maybe you got accepted, you heard fast, and then you got ghosted, and then nothing happened. I know a few libraries. This has happened to more than a few composers. And I certainly get very frustrated when I hear this because I think, damn it, guys, why can't you just answer your emails to these composers? I'm recommending you. I think you're high quality people. You're dragging a little bit here or a lot here, and it's making me look bad, making the industry look bad. Like, can't you guys get it together? But I have to also realize that that's all out of my control, okay? And I tell you guys that with all of these recommendations and all the things that I've given you guys over the years is that I'm essentially letting you guys know, here's a reputable company. Here's why I feel they're reputable. Here's their clients. Here's their placements. Here's their music. Here's their personnel, their CEO, people that maybe I know. I have some testimonials from people that I've worked with them. Whatever it is that I can tell you guys for why I'm feeling like these are the sort of good guys that I think you guys should be interested in partnering with. That's where the end of my control is, right? Once you're working with them, I can't put a gun to their head and tell them to answer your emails, right? I can't force anybody to respond in a timely manner. I can't, my control is really limited to me just pointing you guys in the best possible direction that I think I can. Beyond that, you have to decide how you want to interact with these companies and also judge them for yourself on how quickly they're getting back to you or how slow they're getting back to you. So this is actually a conversation I just had with a producer that I'm collaborating with myself personally, and I had to let this person know the library that he's working with, and kind of getting a really slow response. I said, I'm getting very, very fast responses from this library. I text this library owner basically on a weekly basis, and we are on a very, very quick communication basis, but I've been working with them for a long time. And so you're brand new to them. I don't like that you're not getting responses from them. I think you deserve to get your emails answered within a week, at the most. So I'm in this kind of tricky position where I told him, listen, I think that my music is great in their hands, and I'm going to continue working with them because the way that they're treating me feels respectful and, on time. And I feel like this is a great relationship with the guy. But I can't speak for you and how you feel and how they are, responding or not responding to you. And so I told him, I said, even though I might tell you that I think this is a great library and I'm going to keep my music with them, I'm going to keep supplying music to them because I see the opportunities, I see the things working out for them, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be right for you, right? Maybe whatever it is that's going on in their life, you're not necessarily the top of mind for them for whatever reason, one way or another. And, of course, I could go to the library and say, hey, start replying to this guy, please. But do you really want to be a composer that other people have to nag to reply to? That doesn't put you in a really good position at all. And you shouldn't be having to get replied to because somebody nagged them to do so, right? You should be working with a library that just naturally, of their own, intuition and their own incentives, respond to you in a timely manner. And I told this, producer, I said, you have such great quality music. You have such a talent. You deserve to get libraries owners responding to you within a week. I think within a couple of days, right? I mean, we all get busy. Things happen. But if you've really got some high quality music to provide this industry and you really are providing some value to a library, you need to kind of own that. And this is for you, not just the composer I talked to. This is all of you guys watching this. You need to own that and expect that from a library owner. I don't care how big they are. I don't care how impressive their client lists are. I don't care that you're the brand new guy and you don't have any clients or you don't have any placements or whatever yet. If you know what you're bringing to the table is high quality, then you need to get that vibe and that feeling and that respect back from a library CEO if you want to keep working with them. Okay. Again, I don't care how big they are, how small they are, anything like that. You are going to be training them on how to respect you, right? We all do this actually. Okay. We might not consciously know that we're doing this, but you have been doing this your whole life. I've been doing it my whole life, and you're going to continue doing this your whole life. If you go to a library and you pitch and they don't get back to you, or let's say they contract you and then they don't get back to you in like 2 weeks, and then you don't follow up with an email because you don't want to bother them, you're subconsciously training them that you can be ignored. You're not that important. Or you're letting them know it's not that important to me. Like, I'm not going to follow up with an email because whatever, I'm busy too. All kinds of assumptions start getting made when communication stops. So it's not an annoying or bad thing for you to say, hey, we signed an agreement. I had a question, or I sent you some tracks. It's not up on your library website, or they haven't been registered yet. Whatever your concern is, maybe some point of the communication broke down or some part of the process is just dragging and it's really slow and you don't know what's going on. Politely asking them for an update on that is not being annoying. It's not being extra. It's not being too much. It's letting them know that you value your career, you value your music, you value yourself, and you do want to have some forward momentum. You're not expecting the world to be on its head in 24 hours. You don't expect to have your tracks placed on ABC literally tomorrow night because you just got accepted. But you're also letting them know you're not somebody that just sends music off and then walks away and gets disinterested in sync. Because guess what? That's the vast majority of producers and composers in this industry. That's the big secret. Most producers and composers drop off an album or two. It's almost like they're dropping the kids off with a babysitter. And then they're going, all right, well, let's see what you do with that. And that's kind of all they do, right? And they walk away. They go get distracted by NFTs or something else. And then 6 months, a year later, they see a placement or two and they go, oh, yes, I'm very serious about sync. we should start working together. We should continue working together. I just was a little bit slow lately, but now I'm really serious about it. That's actually 80 to 90% of all the producers in this business. So if you submit to a library, they don't respond to you, and then you get a little shy and kind of, scared of trying to keep that conversation moving forward, they'll probably mentally put you in that bucket of like, oh, the 90% that just sort of drop off an album and then they don't really care and they're not really interested. That's where most library owners, you can ask them all. They'll let you know that's definitely what most people do because it's such a slow business. It takes so long for placements and royalties and sync fees and opportunities to really land on our laps that most people are just not willing to wait that long. So they just bail because it didn't come fast enough. So the big takeaway from this video is for you to make sure that you're letting them know, communicating to them, not by just typing in the words. I am one of the serious producers that are going to stick with this long time. Words are cheap. Everybody can do that. Let them know by your actions, by talking to them, emailing them, asking follow-ups, and of course, demanding timely responses to your inquiries, okay? Again, everybody has a moment or a time where emergencies pop up and people get busy and blah, 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 blah. Some people are just poor with organization and file management or with email response times. We're all human. We all make mistakes, okay? So I'm not saying expect perfection from people, but trust your gut on this thing. There are certain companies that you've probably worked with where you're like, man, this person, I cannot get them on the phone. I can't get an email response from them. They are literally ghosting me, but I have a contract with them. This is somebody that I should be, depending on. This is a partner of mine. Imagine if you had a business partner you were starting a company with and they couldn't be bothered to reply or respond, or even just to say, listen, so sorry, I'm really swamped right now. You're important to me. I really want to get back to you, but I just don't have any time right now. That takes 3 seconds to do. If it's somebody that really is going to value you and be a high quality partner for you in this business, they can at least give you that courtesy. So just word to the wise, no matter who you're partnering with, even if you got it from me or you got it from some reputable person that's like, well, Joe is doing great things with this company. Why aren't they replying to me? You kind of have to ignore and rule out everybody else's experience with any company that you're working with and really just focus on your own, because here's where you can kind of get in trouble. let's say you take a recommendation from me and you're not getting great communication and it's not really going well. But in the back of your mind, you're like, but Jesse recommended them, so they're definitely the company I got to keep working with. And you just throw them album after album after album after album, even though nothing's going up, no real quick communication or no clear communication or no sense that they really care about you at all. They're not really giving you the time of day. That's a really dangerous game to be playing. So I would say no matter what you do, no matter who you partner with, no matter how you find out about any of these companies, you really have to forge your own path in this business. Nobody can do that work for you. You really have to pitch yourself. You have to evaluate yourself. You have to pay attention to how they're communicating, how quickly they are. Evaluate. If I ask a question, do they get back to me in a timely manner? Are they really clarifying things? Are they trying to push me away? Are they trying to make me feel like I'm bothering them by asking them questions about a contract or a registration issue or a cue sheet missing? Whatever the issue is, it doesn't matter what it is. If you got a question about it, your library partner, if they're worth their weight in salt, should be happy and willing and able to hold your hand through that doubt and that confusion and answer a question that you possibly have. In fact, that would be your first sign of if they can do that for you, then you've probably got a really high quality library partner you're going to be working with. If you can't get a response, you don't get clear answers, you get made to feel like you're bothering them by asking them these kinds of questions, that might be a sign, a really early sign, hopefully, that you don't need to keep working with a company like that. And they might be great people. Again, this is not this, trash talk any company that is slow to respond to people. There might be an amazing company, amazing people, great opportunities there, but for whatever reason, you are not lining up with them in that really productive way. And so you kind of have to sort of, take that and decide, I got to move on and find another company. So what do you guys think? Do you guys, have you guys been in this situation? Have you felt this before? What have your experiences been getting ghosted? I'd like to hear that below. So make sure you do comment.